My name is Dunne. I'm a solicitor at IBB Solicitors. The aim of today's video is to dispel the 12 myths of drink driving during Christmas and the New Year period. We've divided this video into 4 sections. 1. What is the drink drive limit? 2. Can I drive safely the next day? 3. What to expect if stopped by the police? And 4. The consequences of a drinking driving conviction. The legal limit for drinking and driving in the United Kingdom is 35 millilitres of alcohol in 100 millilitres of breath. There are 3 commonly held myths in relation to this limit. The first is that it's safe to drink 2 alcoholic drinks. There is no scientific evidence to back up this assumption. Therefore, it is not safe to assume that if you consume 2 alcoholic drinks, you'll be safe to drive. Myth number 2. If you drink a large quantity of water at the end of the evenings will reduce the effect of the alcohol. Drinking a large quantity of water either at the end of the evening or interspersed with alcoholic drinks through the course of the evening will still not ensure that you are below the drink drive limit. The third myth is I know my limits and I'm fine to drive. If you have a tolerance for alcohol, you're likely to feel fine to drive but could still be above the drink drive limit. There are also a number of other factors which can affect the reading. Being unwell, taking medication, being particularly stressed, and a lack of food. The fourth myth is that you're safe to drive the following morning. Simply going to sleep will not be sufficient to eliminate a large quantity of alcohol from your body. Number 5, I've eaten a greasy breakfast and consumed coffee. Therefore, I'll be safe to drive. Feeling safe to drive and being below the drink drive limit are not one and the same thing. Having breakfast and drinking coffee may make you feel better, but will not necessarily ensure that you're below the drink drive limits, particularly if you've had a large quantity of alcohol the night before. The 6th myth is that you won't be stopped by the police unless you're acting suspicious. The police undertake routine stop checks, particularly at Christmas. Equally, if you're involved in an accident through no fault of your own, you will be breathalyzed by the police. The 7th myth is that you're entitled to legal advice prior to providing a specimen of breath. If stopped by the police, you would ordinarily be asked to provide a roadside specimen. Should that prove positive, you'll be taken to a police station and asked to provide an evidential specimen of breath. You are not entitled to delay providing that specimen until you have obtained legal advice. The 8th myth is that you can choose which specimen is provided to the police. The police would ordinarily request a specimen of breath in the first instance. Only in very rare circumstances will the police request a specimen of blood. You are not entitled to request to provide a blood sample as an alternative to breath. Myth number 9, I can avoid a driving ban. Following a conviction for drink driving, the court will impose a mandatory disqualification for a minimum period of 12 months. The higher the reading, the longer the disqualification will be. At the end of the disqualification period, you will need to apply for your driving licence to be returned to you. The DVLA can, of its own volition, require you to complete a medical before the licence is returned. Myth number 10, your employer or future employer will never find out. A drink driving conviction is recorded on the police national computer and will show up on CRB and DBS checks. Myth number 11 is that there are no other financial implications other than disqualification from driving. The Magistrates Court can impose an unlimited fine or could impose a prison sentence upon conviction for driving with excess alcohol. In addition, there will be court costs, a victim surcharge, and the increased premiums for insurance once the driving licence is returned. Myth number 12. Disqualification will not have any impact outside of the United Kingdom. If you need to apply for a visa, you will need to disclose a conviction for drink driving. In addition, if you wish to hire a car or drive abroad, it is frequently necessary to produce a full valid driving licence in order to do so. So those are the 12 myths that I've heard repeatedly over the last 20 years from clients. If you have any questions in relation to any of these matters, please contact me, Caroline Dunne at IBB Solicitors.